Most swimmers think speed in freestyle comes from kicking harder. But if your distance freestyle has stalled and you can't figure out why, it might be that this belief is holding you back. Because in distance swimming, the opposite is actually true. Fewer, perfectly timed kicks make you faster and, more importantly, make that speed easier to sustain. So the fix to improve your endurance freestyle isn't more kicking fitness. It's a kick timing switch you can feel in one session. And today I'll show you the exact kick timing elite distance swimmers use, from Katie Ledecky to the best open water athletes, to save energy and to swim faster. You'll learn how to use one kick per pull to drive your whole stroke, and I'll explain why it works, how to train it, and by the end you'll have a clear plan you can take to the pool today. And if you like upgrades like this, I put my full training framework into my free ebook, Training Principles for Master Swimmers, and you can grab your copy from the link in the description. Alright, now here's why this kick timing works. Because here's the thing, in long distance swimming, efficiency rules, and the biggest oxygen spender in your stroke is your legs. Kicking more than you need ramps up oxygen demands, diverts blood flow from the muscles that actually move you forward, adds drag, and accelerates the buildup of fatigue-causing metabolic byproducts. Keeping the kick minimal will spare much needed oxygen for your pull and allow your legs to burn off metabolic byproducts created in your upper body, so you can hold your speed for longer. And yes, you might be able to get faster with a 6-beat kick, at least momentarily. But even in the sprint events, we have plenty of examples of 2-beat kickers breaking world records in the past, and there are even modern champions who use a 2-beat kick in the shortest 50-meter racing distance quite successfully. So clearly, you don't need more than one kick per arm pull to create serious speed. And it's by far the most efficient rhythm for endurance and thus distance freestyle racing. And if this talk about beats and kick rhythms are new to you, here's a quick primer. Our goal is to have one kick per each pull you do. Since a full freestyle stroke cycle has 2 pulls, right and a left arm pull, that gives you 2 kicks per cycle, hence a 2-beat kick. 1 kick with the right arm pull and 1 with the left arm pull. And it's not just about kicking less and saving energy, it's actually about kicking first. Because that single kick should be the ignition for the entire stroke, the very first link in a chain that powers you forward. So think of it like lighting a fuse. The kick sparks hip rotation, the hip rotation rolls into your torso, and your arm, which should be connected to your body, uses the torque from the leg hip torso movement to pull you powerfully forward. Now, without that ignition from the leg, you're muscling each pull with only your back and arm muscles, without the help from the natural rotation of the body. And to drive that analogy further, let's take an example from land. If you throw a ball with one arm, standing with your feet together, it feels awkward and weak. But if you plant the opposite leg of your throwing arm and rotate the hips and shoulders against that stable base, you automatically express more power. Now, water isn't solid, but with the right kick timing, you can reproduce a similar feeling. Stability through the core and leverage for the arm pull through the body rotation. And the movement sequence goes like this. As your arm recovers into the water, you extend it forward and let the body follow that arm path onto its side. And it's important not to exaggerate the rotation. Let the arm extension dictate how much you turn on your side. After the extension, as the arm begins to shape itself for the catch, the same side leg lifts in preparation for the down kick. Then, a split second before the accelerated power phase of the pull, that leg kicks down. This provides a brief impulse that initiates the hip rotation by cocking the pelvis toward the opposite side. The torso follows, and as the rotation builds, you begin applying pressure with the already anchored arm. It's this rotation that generates torque at the shoulder, adding force to the pull without extra muscular effort from the arm. And there's another, more advanced way of thinking about this. First, Understand the pulling arm's function. Yes, it will pull water backwards, but your real goal is to anchor the hand and forearm in place and hold the water, while your body pivots towards and past that anchored arm. And that pivoting starts from the leg. The down kick will rotate the hips first, and as there is a small time lag before the rest of the body starts rotating, that difference coils energy into your body like a twisted spring. And as that elastic energy releases, segment by segment, your body releases itself over the anchored arm. No need to pull harder. When this chain reaction is timed right, the stroke just happens. It feels like your hands, like oars on a rowing boat, hold the water while you, the boat, move past them one stroke after the other. So imagine planting a pole into the ground and swinging your body around it. That's your pulling arm in the water. It locks into the catch while the rest of your body rotates around it. And the kick is what starts that rotation. If the kick comes late, you begin the pull without that connection and your arm does all the work. But if you time the kick properly, you hit the pull with that stored energy from the rotation already underway, making the pull feel loaded from the body and effortless. And most swimmers never truly master this, partly because we coaches rarely teach it explicitly. But if you see a rhythmically adept swimmer, chances are this sequence is already happening, even if you also see extra kicks like in the typical 6-beat style. At lower efforts, those extra kicks are mostly along for the ride. It's a different story when you're sprinting maximally, but at sub-max speeds, you can still spot the 2 anchor kicks among the small, irrelevant balance kicks. The most common mistake is just keeping or even exaggerating those extra kicks. So instead of relaxing the lower body, the swimmer overkicks, spending energy that doesn't move them forward. And in the worst case, the rhythm splits. The legs do one thing, the upper body another. When it's the anchor kicks and their timing that should drive everything. Another frequent error is overemphasizing the front glide. You might feel a big connection if you hold the lead arm straight and fire the kick before you caught the water with your catch. But in a true 2-beat rhythm, the arm is already in catch as the leg fires. It looks simultaneous, but slow motion shows the kick lands first, the body rotation follows, and the pull converts that rotation into forward speed. And now for the good news. All of this is trainable with the right approach. So let's build your rhythm and coordination for a successful 2-beat distance freestyle style. To help you recognize the timing and coordination, let's start with the classic drill. 1-arm freestyle with the resting arm down by your side. And instead of fixating on the pull, exaggerate the leg movement and the connection between the same side arm and leg. So start in your 0 position. Working arm is extended in the front, resting arm at your side. Use a light flutter kick just to keep the legs floating and you moving forward. But the moment you begin bending the working arm for the catch, start loading the kick and exaggerate here. This is about feeling the connection and not finding the perfect kick amplitude. As the leg lifts and the arm arcs, stay tilted to the side. Now for the key moment. Explode the down kick just before the power phase of the pull and feel how the pressure jumps into your hand and forearm. And that's all you need to think about. The rotation and coiling stuff that we discussed will happen naturally. It simply feels like the kick initiates the arm pull. To emphasize the leg to arm connection, equipment really helps here. So fins and paddles are your friends because they allow you to really feel how the impulse travels through your body and expresses itself as increased power in the pull. And once you get a sense of the mechanics, try it in full swimming. You'll likely notice the difference immediately, and as a bonus tip, you can do the 1-arm drill with equipment first and then go straight into full swim using equipment on only one side. So for example, fin on the right foot or a paddle on the right hand or even both on at the same time. You will feel the surge and connection on the equipped side, and I can guarantee you this. As you figure out the rhythm and the feel, the next step is to notice how it starts appearing naturally in your stroke, as long as you don't kill it by forcing a constant manufactured kick. And we'll start this process with every distance freestyler's favorite tool, the pull buoy. If your rhythm is already decent with the buoy, you'll know exactly what I mean. Every time you start the pull, there's a natural tendency to flick the leg on the same side, and that's good. Artificially stopping this with tying your legs together with a band, for example, or by just freezing your legs makes the pull rhythm feel off. Instead, lean into it by first noticing the tendency and then by emphasizing it. And I know emphasizing a kick while pulling sounds sacrilegious, and I can hear my age group coach yelling, "Stop cheating and just pull," but that's exactly what I want you to do here. So start with your normal pulling and notice how your legs sway up and down on their own. That's your legs trying to help your body rotation and pulling by kicking. Once you feel it, amplify it by actually kicking. Instead of organizing the pull through the catch, start timing the whole stroke cycle through the kicks, even while pulling. And very soon you'll feel how the leg timing relative to the pull energizes the entire stroke cycle. And as an extra bonus exercise, if you have the lane space, transfer this leg rhythm into full swimming with pull buoy drop-offs. Get the rhythm with the buoy, then open your legs slightly so the buoy falls out and continue swimming with the same leg-driven rhythm. You'll notice the whole body working as a unit as long as you don't force the lower body to do anything it doesn't naturally want to do. Now that you got the mechanics and the natural rhythm recognized, it's time to drive this 2-beat idea deeper into your nervous system. And counterintuitively, we'll do it with fins. Not to kick harder, but to kick less. Fins let you shrink the actual leg movement to a minimum while still feeling how the kick connects everything. And it's a simple setup. Swim regular freestyle with fins, maybe with a snorkel to remove the complexity of breathing, and aim for a minimal whip of the leg. Reduce the amplitude of the kicks with each length until there's barely any visible movement. And here's the key. Notice that the rhythm and the way the kick loads your upper body doesn't depend on how big the kick is, but on how sharp the impulse is. A small explosive kick timed just before the pull accelerates starts the chain reaction as effectively as exaggerated movement does. You can also add paddles to further reinforce the power connection from feet to palms and build endurance sets where you're constantly strengthening the pattern by switching between exaggerated focus while using equipment and then immediately transferring the same timing into full swimming without any equipment. And while this isn't the only way to swim distance freestyle, it's absolutely worth trying out. We shouldn't copy elites just because they do something unless it makes physiological and biomechanical sense, but in this case, the most decorated distance swimmer ever, Katie Ledecky, does exactly what I'm talking about. You can see the leg igniting the pull on both sides, although a little unevenly, and you'll notice how small the leg kick movement is. So if you choose the 2-beat style, I don't think there's a better model than Ledecky. Watch any of her races on YouTube, get inspired, and let your mirror neurons fire before you head to the pool. If you master this technique, you'll swim faster, feel stronger, and most importantly, hold your pace longer, all while making your distance freestyle stroke simpler and more natural. So subscribe for more advanced swimming insights, and if you want me to personally help you to nail your kick timing or any other part of your swimming, check out my one-on-one coaching, link in the description. We'll start with a free 30-minute Zoom call to find your biggest opportunities for swimming improvement. And if you enjoyed this video, watch this next, the 3-centimeter change that makes you faster. See you there or in the next video.